Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Meredith E. Phillips. I'm a writer, reader, and bunny mama. Today I'm going to be talking about being an introvert on social media because I'm an introvert, 100% introvert. Like, I've taken the Myers-Briggs test and that introvert versus extrovert line is all the way on the introvert side. So I know the struggle of wanting to pull back and kind of be on your own, but also wanting to have a presence on social media. So let's talk a little bit about introversion and social anxiety and shyness and how all of that makes our approach to social media a little bit different than maybe it is for other people. So let's start real quick by just defining our terms here. There are three different things to consider. You might be one of these three things. You could be two or three of these three things. Everyone's a little bit different, but I wanted to just quickly sort of define them so that we're all on the same page for the rest of the video. So let's talk about what it means to be an introvert. That generally means that you enjoy your solitude. You don't mind being by yourself. You feel refreshed and energized if you have time to yourself. Generally, you are more comfortable in a group where there's only a few people as opposed to a bigger group. And introverts a lot of times tend to be very reflective and have a lot of sort of deeper inner thoughts. If you are shy, in addition to being an introvert, shy people a lot of times want to engage, but they have some sort of fear related to engaging with other people. A lot of times people who are shy are very self-conscious and they feel like they're going to be judged by other people when they're interacting with them. It's really a milder form of social anxiety in a lot of ways. Social anxiety, on the other hand, is a little more severe than just being a normal kind of shy person. People with social anxiety fear that there is something wrong with them and that if they engage too much with other people, the other people are going to see that thing and judge them on that thing. Social anxiety a lot of times gets in the way of you enjoying life. So somebody who's shy or introverted, if they get an invitation to a party or an outing of some sort, they might have some hesitation about it, but they're probably going to end up accepting the invitation and going to the event. Someone with social anxiety might end up declining the invitation solely because they don't want to have to deal with a group of people that they fear are going to be judging them. They actively avoid social situations. For me personally, again, I'm definitely an introvert and I do think I'm shy. I don't know if I have full-blown social anxiety. There's portions of social anxiety that are definitely me. I do tend to push myself to be in social situations because I do think it's good for me, but a lot of times I do end up feeling very awkward and uncomfortable, and I usually get to a point where I'm like, okay, I want to leave this place right now, goodbye. So bearing all of that in mind, let's think about how that affects our usage as introverts or shy people or people with social anxiety. How does that affect how you use social media platforms? Before I started really trying to establish some sort of author platform for myself, like here on YouTube and over on Instagram, those are my two main places where you can find me. I didn't really do a whole lot of interacting on those platforms. I followed quite a few people over on Instagram. I followed a bunch of people here on YouTube. I would watch a ton of videos. I would always be scrolling through Instagram. I do really like Instagram. I'd be watching everyone's stories on Instagram, but I would very rarely do anything to interact with any of those people. I would watch a video and then leave. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't put a comment. I would do nothing. If I was on Instagram, I might like a photo, but I would almost never leave comments, and I certainly wasn't replying to stories and adding my 2 cents or anything like that. I was not doing any of those things. And I think a lot of that was because the idea of forming a response to whatever content had been posted was definitely a mental effort. And then I was also thinking, okay, well, if I post this kind of comment or make this sort of remark or ask this question, how are they going to be reading it? Is it going to sound dumb? Is that a stupid question to ask? You know, I would be going back and forth with myself like that. And then it would be like, you know what? I don't even care that much. I'm not going to post anything. So that was sort of my general take on social media several months back. And I've tried in the last I don't know, 6 months or so to really push myself to be more active on social media with the intention not just of building my own platform, but I really want to be reaching out to people who also seem like me, that they're a little bit shy or introverted. I like the idea of interacting with people who are similar to me in that way. So if you are one of those people who is just hanging back a little bit and maybe you would like to start posting things, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, maybe you want to be more active on Instagram, but you're not really sure how to go about it, I just wanted to talk through a few points here, some things that I've learned, some things that I do myself, and hopefully you'll get a few takeaways from that. So the first thing I think you should consider is, what is your goal here? Why do you want to start a YouTube channel? Why do you want to start posting on Instagram more? What's your goal? Why are you using social media to begin with? You might be kind of similar to me in that you are a writer and you want to start building your author platform a little bit more. You might want to be making friends, getting to know new people, or you might simply want a little bit of validation. It feels good, honestly, when you have people like your Instagram post. It feels good when people comment on your YouTube video. That kind of validation isn't really why I started doing this, but it is nice sometimes. So think about why you want to start doing these things, because that reason is going to then drive your activity. The second thing that I would suggest thinking about and really trying to push yourself to do more often is engaging with other people and being purposeful with that engagement. It is really easy to watch a video and then click on to the next one, or like an Instagram photo and keep scrolling without even reading the caption, or to like a tweet on Twitter. But push yourself to be purposeful and engage with that content. If you watched a video and you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make a comment on the video. If a person posts an Instagram photo that's really gorgeous, leave a comment telling them that. If they ask a question in the caption to the picture, answer the question. Be purposeful with how you are engaging. The third thing to consider as you are trying to reach out and engage a little more is to make your engagement meaningful and thoughtful. If you comment things on a person's video like, hey, this was cool, that's nice. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it also doesn't sort of open up the ability for someone to respond and get a little bit of a conversation going. I can like that comment, or I can reply with, hey, thanks, or something really simple like that, but it doesn't give a whole lot of opportunity for somebody to reply back with a little more detail or answer something that you've asked. So my suggestion is, if you are watching YouTube videos or scrolling through Instagram, make a point to force yourself to stop and write a meaningful comment to post for that person. I've tried really hard lately to be really paying attention while I watch videos, which I know sounds kind of silly, but sometimes I'll have them playing while I'm working or doing other things, which is fine, but I'm really trying to focus and pick out certain things in the video that I want to comment on. Maybe they're making a certain point that I really agree with. Maybe they said something that was a little confusing and I have a question about it. So I'm trying to pick out those things and then write a comment for them as a response to their video. Sometimes I'll even pause the video and type a few notes in the comment box and then go back to watching to finish it out, and then go back and finish up my comment and actually post it. Because sometimes some videos are so detailed and they've just got a lot of stuff going on in them, I can't remember all the things that I want to comment on. So be mindful of your own thoughts and your own responses as you're watching a video, or as you're reading through an Instagram post or a Twitter thread or something like that. And in your comment, try to make it so that it is an easy thing to give a thoughtful response to. I don't know if I'm really great at this yet, but I'm trying to be better about making meaningful comments on Instagram and YouTube. The fourth tip I would give to you is to limit who you follow. It's really easy to click follow or subscribe or any of those kind of buttons, but if you're not going to watch their videos, or if you're going to be overwhelmed with the number of posts that you have on Instagram or on Twitter, limit who you follow. Follow people whose content really speaks to you and really encourages you or inspires you. That's going to reduce the amount of content that you see in front of you when you open up these different social media apps apps, and you're not going to feel overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I've got to respond to like 50 different Instagram posts here or 25 different videos. You don't have that much time, or you probably don't have that much time. I certainly do not have that much time. So limit who you follow. Follow people who really speak to you. My fifth tip is to share what you are comfortable with. There shouldn't be any pressure to share specific aspects of your life if you really don't want to. So definitely be careful with what you choose to put on these different platforms. You don't have to share if you don't want to. But if your reason for not sharing is only because you think people are going to judge you harshly, think again about how people are going to respond to your content. I've learned that a lot of times the way I think I'm perceived by other people isn't really accurate. So go ahead and post things. You don't need to be anxious or uncomfortable with it. If it's really bothering you about posting a certain thing, don't post that thing. So ask yourself why you're uncomfortable with it. Is it uncomfortable because it's a really, really personal thing and you're just not comfortable sharing that much information about yourself? Or are you just uncomfortable because you're not sure how other people are going to respond and maybe they're going to be negative about it? If it's that latter thing, go ahead and post it. Be bold, be brave, and post those things that you're not sure how people are going to respond to. Because a lot of times people here, especially on AuthorTube and on the writing community sections of Instagram, I find it to be really encouraging and really supportive. I think everyone's there for the same reason a lot of times, and everyone's wanting to encourage and build up each other, which is a great thing. I feel like a lot of other communities, other niches don't have that same kind of support level, and you have that here. So go ahead, be brave, and post the things that you're maybe not quite sure about. Lastly, I'll just say this: social media is a really great way for introverts or shy people or people with social anxiety to reach out to other people because you have a ton of time to form your response. In real life, in conversations, you have 2 seconds to think of what you're going to say back to the other person when they're asking you a question or engaging you in conversation. And for me, at least, I know that can be really like a big pressure situation because I don't always feel like I know how I'm going to respond, or I don't feel like I have a lot of time to formulate a response in my brain. I just have to quick start talking because otherwise there's going to be an awkward silence. On social media though, you've got the time. You don't have to respond to a comment the second someone posts it. You can read it, you can walk away, you can think about it, and you can come back 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes later and write a response. So remember that too when you're posting and responding to comments. It doesn't have to be an instantaneous kind of response situation. So that's all I have for you today. My battery light is blinking at me, so hopefully I can get through this outro before it dies. If you're an introvert on social media, let me know how you deal with that. How do you tend to respond? What's your general persona online? Let me know all the details in the comments below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more content from me, click the subscribe button. I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can also find me over on Instagram at Meredith Phillips Writes. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. I got it right before the battery went off. Okay, good for me. But oh, I thought I forgot to turn on the mic. Woo! I was 17 minutes into this video and I was like, no. Okay, it's on. Don't worry.